These are very independent economists have also calculated the same amount. So it's not just Ministry of Finance. I think there are people who have published these estimates who have nothing to do with the government, and they come to almost the same conclusion. I mean, there are maybe some differences of order of magnitude, but it is almost the same amount.
Dr. Shahida Wizarat, an independent economist and writer of a book, Fighting Imperialism, Liberating Pakistan, also disagrees with the government estimation of war losses. She considers Pakistan's association with the US in war on terror as buying destruction. And that was what she had to say about the war and the compensation Pakistan got so far from the US.
Pakistan has lost as much as $100 billion as a result of destruction and devastation of the infrastructure and other, the cost of the war. So Pakistan has been, I think it has been the worst sufferer because of the war against terror. This is what I would call buy destruction, that you get into a war because somebody is going to pay you some money, and you allow a situation to develop where your people will get killed in return for money. So, I mean, I'd like to make that point. The other thing is that obviously looking at the package itself, obviously it's peanuts.
While Mr. Kesser Bengali says that the worst sufferer of the war on terror were not compensated at all from the US assistance.
The compensation that we get for the war on terror is certainly not a way to run the economy, that we first destroy the economy and then ask somebody else to compensate us for it. That infrastructure will not be built from that money. That payment is made to the military. If somebody's shop has been destroyed, somebody's hotel has been destroyed, somebody's house has been destroyed, the money that we receive from the United States does not compensate these individuals who have suffered. The money goes into the national treasury, it goes into the defense budget, but the people who actually suffer certainly do not benefit even by 1 rupee or from these compensatory payments.
Government and their supporters from liberal pockets of Pakistani society have always taken the ownership of this war. But now, after 10 years, there are differences among them.
There is a widespread argument that this war has nothing to do with Pakistan. It is someone else's war that Pakistan is fighting.
We are being bombarded every day. Our people are being killed. 35,000 Pakistanis have lost their lives. So how can we say that this is not our war?
A country which was not conquered by anyone, right from the Persian Empire, right down to the British Empire. No one thought of doing that. The British tried to do that. We had 2 Afghan wars, and after that they gave up. The Russians were the only bright people who thought they could conquer Afghanistan. The fact is, it remains unconquered even today, in spite of the fact that you have hundreds of thousands of European soldiers, American soldiers. It hasn't resolved the problem. So that war became our war not because we wanted that to become our war. That was the gross miscalculation of Ziaul that made it our war. And then later on, you see, our dear friend General Pervez Musharraf, he did the same.
If we go 10 years back, obviously it was not our war, and it could be avoided. But today, when we talk today, we are sitting in 2011. I think this is now our war. We have to fight it. We have to bring this war to an end because it is hurting our economy very badly. It is hurting our perception, and we are suffering a lot. You see, we have sometimes, even if we take the government figures, they talk about that due to this war, the government of Pakistan, the people of Pakistan, the economy of Pakistan has lost about $68 billion, which of course is a huge amount. But what we feel as a former president of the business community as well, I think we have lost over $100 billion, maybe much more.
There is another school of thought who believe that this war has nothing to do with Pakistan, and Pakistani government is using people resources on it. In order to know more about this argument, we came here to meet Amir of Jamaat-e-Islami Karachi, one of the main religious parties in Pakistan.
This is not at all Pakistan war. It's the war of America for the dominance of the whole world, and especially on the Muslim world. Actually, the war against terror was planned by President Bush because of his ambitions to fight against the Muslims and especially in Afghanistan, in Iran, and Pakistan.
The youth of Pakistan in the urban centers couldn't escape from the impacts of this war, which a military ruler, Pervez Musharraf, imposed on them, and they have faced the brunt in terms of loss of opportunities and disappointing international news.
There is no friendship. US is our enemy. CIA has killed our people in our cities. And our government and military both are bowing to the US and fighting their war, a war which has ruined our lives here in urban centers, where today unemployment and poverty will welcome you. It's all because of our selfish rulers who don't care what is happening in the country. It's been 16 months that I am unemployed, and government is busy in someone else's war.
Investors are not ready to invest in Pakistan. Even the Pakistanis are feel reluctant to actually invest in their own country, and they're actually investing abroad. So considering all that, and the whole picture is very much obscure and gloomy.
Now this is the war of terror. Everyone is telling us what to do. It's not our choice anymore. It's not our country anymore. It's how people are telling us how to run our country, which is very disheartening.